So my house is really quiet right now, which is very unusual. My son did not take a nap today, and he fell asleep after dinner. He's just literally laying on his little chair upstairs, and he's asleep. My daughter finished her homework, and so she's upstairs playing. So I said, this is the perfect time for me to go and record my video. So yesterday, me and my daughter were out. My husband actually was with us too, and my son was with us. We went to it's a tutoring place. My daughter has struggled with math, and she really needs support in that area. And if you're a mom and you understand this math business, or maybe it's, some parents have issues with the kids reading, whatever it is, and they struggle with a subject, you understand what I'm talking about because I'm just like, I cannot go into this school year with her struggling with this math. Like, I need to get a hold of this right now. So I went to a tutoring place, which ironically, I reached out to this tutoring place over the summertime. And the first time we scheduled an appointment, I was not able to go because we were out of town. The second time, I forget what happened. We ended up going someplace, I don't know, and I just didn't make it. I I booked a third time, okay? And when I tell you I totally forgot about this appointment, totally forgot about it, like completely forgot about it. And it was like a couple of days went by and I was like, oh my God, like that was last week. I never went to I never went to that tutoring informational. Fast forward to this week. I booked the appointment. I said, okay, I'm not missing this appointment for nothing. Like, if I cancel this again, these people probably will never accept my daughter at this tutoring place. Like, because this is crazy. So I make the appointment and then I wasn't feeling good. So I'm like, man, I don't feel like going anywhere. I'm not with it today. I'm starting to get into a bad mood. Like, I don't want to go. But I said, let me get up. Let me just get up and go because I need to get this taken care of now. I get over there. They take my daughter in. They're doing an assessment, trying to see where she's at with her skills. So she's in the back doing her assessment, and I'm sitting on the couch in the waiting room. And so in walks a lady that I knew, right? So I'm sitting on the couch. She comes in, and I'm looking at her, and then she's looking at me. And so I said her name, and she's like, "Oh my God, what are you doing here?" So this is someone that I had a very close friendship with. And I'll just leave it at that we had a misunderstanding some years ago. And I'm going to leave it there. But at that time, when we were hanging thick as thieves, she was like I would say a close friend. She was older than me, so a lot of things she would school me to, like, okay, make sure you do this, make sure you do that. And at the time, I was going through infertility. Well, I was dealing with infertility, but I was doing fertility treatment. And she had gone through that process and she had given up. And she said, if this is something that you really want, like, don't be like me, like, don't give up, keep going because you will regret it later. You'll regret not having chased it if that's something you really want. And so she would always, encourage me, like, go back, how you feeling, that type of vibe. Like, we would go out to dinners like every Friday night. And so she was always like a constant presence in my life. But we hadn't spoken in years. Like, I don't even know how many years it was. My daughter's has to be over 8 years because my daughter just turned 7. So it's been well over 8 years. And so I'm sitting on the couch. She walks in. She's looking at me. I'm looking at her. And I'm like to myself, oh my God. And so I said her name. She says my name. There was no weird vibes going on. Got up. I gave her a hug. We sat down. She's like, oh, what are you here for? I was like, my daughter's doing an evaluation for math. She's been struggling. She's like, oh my God, like my grandson. She has custody of her two grandkids. So she's like, my grandson is here. He's struggled, with reading. And let me tell you, Jay, this place is the best. Like last at the end of the spring, like he was not doing well at all in terms of his reading and his comprehension. Say now he's ahead of the curve. Say he's in the class raising his hand. Like it's given him so much confidence. And I was like, yeah, I was reading the reviews and everyone left a really good review about this place. I was like, I knew that out of everything that we tried in the past, like this is like the way to go. So when my daughter was done with the evaluation, her and I kept talking. And then we go outside and we're still talking, like catching up, because it's been years. And like we picked up basically where we left off. Like it wasn't like a beat was missed, except for the fact we're filling in for these last 8+ years that we hadn't spoken to each other. And then she's like, "Oh, where's your husband?" I was like, "Oh, he's in the car." And so she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go out and say hi to him." So we walk down, like kind of like up the curb, and my husband gets in the car. They hug, they talk, and she's like, "Oh my God, is that your son?" I was like, "That's my son." I was like, "He's about to turn 3." She's like, "Oh my God, I cannot believe you have 2 kids." And like, we were just like chatting it up. Like, my daughter says we were talking for way too long because she was ready to eat dinner. Because I have dinner ready early. Because I mentioned before, you watched my previous videos. I work from 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. So dinner is on the table early. So she was hungry. So she's like, "I'm ready to go." I'm like, "We're still talking." So we were out there talking for like an hour and a half, just catching up, just reminiscing, talking about the times we had and, things we missed out on. And it was so interesting because when my daughter was smaller, like I wish that her and I were talking. I wish that her and I were in a place that we could have gone somewhere, because again, she's older than me, but she had so much wisdom. Like there were things like I just was struggling with being a parent, being a stay-at-home parent with no mom friends, nothing. I feel like she could have whipped me to the coffee shop. She would have came with me to the mall. Like there were certain things like, that were missed. But to me, the revelation was through all the times that I canceled going to this tutoring session. I mentioned I canceled 3 times. Well, 2 times I canceled. The third time I just didn't show up because I totally forgot about it. And how this week I was persistent, like I cannot cancel, because if I cancel, they probably are not going to accept her at this place ever. Like they're gonna be like, she's flaky. I said, but of all the days and of all the times, I would go on that day at that time that she would be walking through the door. And I just said, God must have meant for us to reconnect. Like that has to be the reason why we ran into each other. And so, and I expressed to her, like I'm still here. Like I have the same number, like let's go out and do something. Let's go to dinner. Let's go, because she was saying she doesn't, really go out or do anything. It's just about the grandkids and she's busy with them. And, she's been through her own set of trauma. And I'm like, we can go out and do things. Like we can go and do things with the kids. Like we can go do things together. And so during the time, like I mentioned, when my daughter was smaller, I wished that I had her as part of my community. But now that I've built a relationship with so many moms, like I feel like I'm also in a position to offer her community, like, hey, what do you need help with? Or, what is it something, that you're dealing with? What is something? Because I can go ask someone else, we can pull some resources together. We can like make this work. What is it that you're in need of? Like other moms said to me, hey, like, what do you need help with? Like, I feel like I can extend that olive branch. What do you need help with? What are some things that you are dealing with? Let me know. And so, yeah, it was just interesting that I ran into her. We reconnected after all those years at the most, don't want to say it was an inconvenience, but at a place which I would have never expected. Like my sister has run into my sister have chatted it up and hugged and talked, like, but we live in the same city, mind you. I have never run into her throughout these entire 8 years. And I call her grandkid, her kid. It took our kids to be getting tutoring services for us to be in the same space, to be at the same place, reconnecting and talking about motherhood and navigating, how she's tired and how I'm tired. And she's like, "Oh my God, you work at 5 a.m. That's crazy." She's like, "I'm not working. Like, I'm staying at home with these kids because it's too much. I got to take them here, take them there." And like just talking about all the things. And so I told her, I said, today, I said, I'm going to text you today. I said, and you better respond. I said, you better respond when I text you. I said, I got a lot going on this week and next week. I said, but after that, I said, we're going to figure out a time where we can get together and do something. And sometimes you can, I would say a friendship can be quiet in one season. It can be dormant in one season, and the next season it could pop, it could come alive again. And a lot of times it just takes two people seeing each other, talking, forgetting about the past, and moving on. Because when I tell you this thing that we're doing, this thing called life, like the time flies by. Okay, like it's flying by. Like, I can't believe I'm in my 40s. Like, I'm still shocked about that. Like, what, how in the world did I get here? But time is flying by. And within that, like, we need to be open minded. We need to have a place where we can not just offer, forgiveness, but also be in a place where we're open to reconnection. We're open to, just rekindling friendships and being in a place where we can support moms and support other women through their journey, whether they're grandmothers raising their kids or their mothers, with kids of their own. Like, whatever their journey is, we should be in a place where we can support each other. And I'm happy to be in the season now where I can offer, where she offered me so much during my infertility journey, where I can now come back in this new season and offer her something, offer her the resources I know, offer her the community I know. Hey, come to dinner with us. Hey, you want to come to lunch? Hey, we're doing a bike ride in the park. Come with us. Come meet other moms. And so, yeah, I was excited about it. And my husband said, th- like, it was meant for you guys to meet up yesterday. He said, I don't know what God's doing. He said, but it was meant for you guys to meet up yesterday. So always remain open in whatever season you're in. And just because something is quiet in one season does not mean it cannot come alive in another season.